Mr. President, every week I've been coming down to the Senate floor to honor an individual who is serving in my state, the great state of Alaska, who is helping to make our state or his or her local community or even our country a better place. And we call these individuals our Alaskan of the Week. Now, Alaska carries a mystique. We all know that. I'm a little biased, but it does, rightfully so. It's a beautiful state. We all think it's the most beautiful state in the world. And I want to encourage everybody who's watching in the gallery, on TV, to make sure you take at least one trip to Alaska sometime in your life. You will love it. It will be the trip of a lifetime. But Alaska is much more than just a beautiful state. It's actually a state that's critically important to America, critically important to our country. We have abundant natural resources, fish, metals, minerals, oil and gas, resources that help feed our country, that have helped build our country, help power our country. And further, Mr. President, given today's threats, we are also the most strategically located state in the country. In fact, the father of the Air Force, General Billy Mitchell, said in testimony to the Congress in the 1930s that Alaska was the most strategically important state in the world. He called it the most strategically important place in the world that could control Asia, North America, Europe. He said, whoever controls Alaska controls the world. So now we are the hub of air combat power for the Asia Pacific and the world in Alaska. We are also a vital expeditionary platform with some of the Army's best trained troops who can deploy anywhere in the world on a moment's notice. And importantly, we are the cornerstone of our country's missile defense system. Now, what makes this military triad truly exceptional are the Arctic tough women and men in uniform supporting each of these pillars of America's military might in Alaska, who work day and night to ensure that our country is safe. Mr. President, following Armed Services Day, which was a few days ago, where we honor all those who currently serve in the military, and we're all going to be celebrating here in a few days Memorial Day, who honor those who gave their lives serving our country, I want to recognize a group of proud Alaskans who help protect our country. These individuals were recently awarded Alaska's 2017 Missile Defenders of the Year Award from the Missile Defense Advocacy Alliance. And today they are our Alaskans of the Week. These are National Guard and service members from Alaska and the Air National Guard who have demonstrated leadership, excellence, and selfless commitment in their operation of the U.S. ground-based mid-course system at Fort Greely and the early warning radar system at Clear Air Force Base in Alaska over the past year. Essentially, these are the men and women who keep our country safe with America's most sophisticated missile defense system. So I'd like to read their names on the Senate floor, Mr. President. The Base Defenders of the Year from the 213th Space Warning Squadron at Clear Air Force Station, Staff Sergeant Jonathan Riviera Calderon and Staff Sergeant Stanislav Barilov. The Missile Defender of the Year from the 213th Space Warning Squadron at Clear Air Force Station was Captain Eric Hogan and Tech Sergeant Mark Lockwood. The Base Defenders of the Year from Fort Greely was Sergeant Nathan Williams and Sergeant Travis Hall. And the best crew winners from the 49th Missile Defense Battalion, Delta Crew, Major Michael Long, Captain Anthony Montagna, First Lieutenant Rachel Simmons, Staff Sergeant Caroline Dominich, and Sergeant Jose Apata. These Alaskan missile defenders continue to stand ready and excel as they protect our country and our citizens from an increasingly diverse set of national security threats. Now, Mr. President, these are just a few of the 300 men and women who are focused on missile defense in Alaska and the interior of Alaska, who every day protect the entire United States. What they like to call themselves the 300 protecting the 300 million. I think of them as modern-day Spartans. The 300 Spartans who fought alongside King Leonidas to protect Greece in 480 BC. That's who they are, modern-day Spartans. The mission of these men and women is to protect the entire country from a rogue missile threat, whether from North Korea, Iran, or another country that could hit any city in America. That's what they do. 365 days a year, 24/7, they're on call. Christmas, New Year's, Super Bowl Sunday. They are tough, well-trained, they are committed, patriots of America. Now, Mr. President, you know we face a dizzying array of threats across the globe. But the one that keeps not only me, but many members of the Senate and our military up at night right now is the threat from North Korea. There's no doubt that North Korea and the leader of that country, they are intent on obtaining a nuclear-tipped intercontinental ballistic missile that can range our entire country. Recent unclassified briefings on this issue have said it's no longer a matter of if, but when North Korea is going to have this capability. To protect us from this impending threat, this advancing threat, a number of us introduced a bill this past week to enhance our missile defense system across the country. And while Alaska's missile defenders currently keep us safe, like many in our military, they need more training, better technology, so that these brave men and women can do their job to continue to keep America safe in the future. So, Mr. President, leading up to Memorial Day, I want to make sure to thank all who have served and continue to serve our nation in uniform. I want to especially honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice, and of course their families. I also want to make sure that I recognize Alaska's missile defenders. While many Americans, millions, will be getting outside this weekend, having a barbecue, celebrating Memorial Day, they can all rest assured, every American in this country can rest assured that these brave missile defenders in Alaska, men and women, like the Spartans of old, stand watch to defend our freedoms. They're doing it today. They're doing it right now. They'll be doing it on Memorial Day, just like they do it every day of the year. And that's why all of them, in my view, merit the award of Alaskans of the Week.